Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I'm coming to you with a daily reading vlog. Today is the 29th of November and it is about 20 after 8 in the morning. I am sitting in my car at the office. You can see the highway just behind me there. So anyway, here early because I have to leave at 9:30 for a doctor's appointment, and then I'm going to come back. But because, again, as I've been mentioning all week, it's month end, so I want to get some stuff done and not fall too far behind. So it's a thing. Anyway, on the way, so I don't have today's tea. I will do that when I get home and show you guys that. I was in a bit of a rush this morning because I hadn't made lunch or anything like that. I was like, oh my gosh. The one night that I don't make lunch, and it snowed last night too. I mean, it's not that bad. You can see a little bit it was nothing, but enough just to, would have messed things up maybe. I wasn't taking any chances and all the things. So, and I wanted to get here early today. So yeah, kind of all the things conspired. So I didn't really put together a lunch today. I grabbed like a yogurt and an applesauce and an apple and some cookies, because I'm 5. And the hospital though, because my appointment's at 11 o'clock, I think. And there is actually a Subway, like a sandwich shop in the cafeteria at the hospital. So I'm going to treat myself for lunch today and just grab a quick sandwich and bring it back to work. And then I will eat that while I'm here in the afternoon. But anyway, guys, I got to run inside and get this day started. And I will update you guys later. Bye. Hi, friends. It is later in the day. It is about 8 o'clock at night. And I am coming to you with a quick update. I had planned on hopefully getting some video while I was out and about today, but that didn't happen because, of course, everything was rush. So I am exhausted. A lot of driving today for that reason. Like, that's why I'm so tired, I think. I drove to work, which is about 45 minutes, and then from work I had to drive to the hospital, which is about another 40 minutes, and then back again to the office, and then home from the office. So I've spent a lot of time behind the wheel of the car today in traffic, which is extra stressful. The hospital visit was fine, and it was what it was. I had to get blood work done while I was there. Not, again, stuff I wasn't expecting. They had me do a little test too, kind of like an ultrasound kind of test. No biggie. Everything's cool. Again, just tests that need to be done. So had all that done. But of course, because I was in a time crunch because I wanted to get back to work to get stuff done, it was kind of like I couldn't really relax while I was sitting in the waiting room. I got a little bit of reading done, so I decided to not DNF a book because I read the first chapter of this book and I had borrowed it from the library and I talked about it, I think, on my Sunday video, and I decided that it just wasn't for me right now. And that was the 12 Days of Murder or something like that, I think it was called, by Adriana something or other. It was a thriller. What did it say it was called? It was, somebody labeled it as, and then there were none set on Christmas Eve, which sounded fantastic. But I read the first chapter, maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset for it, that all these friends meet for this kind of murder mystery party, and then one of them actually ends up dead, and it becomes and then there were none closed door, not closed door, but closed circle mystery, I think is that what it's called. And there was in the first chapter, you're just introduced to all these characters. And I'm just my mind wasn't for it right now. And I know there was somebody else waiting for it at the library. So I just returned it and let them have it. If I want to get back to it later, I can always get it from the library. It's not a big deal. But now I've gotten the urge to start all of the books for some reason. So let me share with you what I am currently reading. So to be honest, guys, other than the first chapter of that book, I have not gotten a lot of reading done today. So I read about a chapter, and it's only 8 o'clock. It's 8:15. I do hope to get more reading done before I go to bed. So right now I got another chapter read of Dreaming of a Christmas Cowboy by Brenda Harlan. I would really like to get this one done tomorrow. That's my goal. So we shall see. The other one that I started today actually on audio, and I got about an hour into this. It's about 3 hours long. It's about 30% of the way through it at this point, is 8 Winter Nights by Liz Maverick. This is, as it says, it's an Audible original. It is only available as an audiobook. And it is basically about our main character, Rachel, who goes to this family throws this last year of Hanukkah party every year. So she goes to this party, ends up getting stuck outside with this guy named Oz. and he's new to town. It takes place in New York, and she's immediately falls for him. And then because they're locked kind of outside on this balcony, when her friend comes to rescue them, as soon as Oz sees her friend, Rachel no longer exists. So then it goes 1 year later, and Rachel and Oz, or not Rachel, Oz and Tamara, which is the friend's name, have just broken up. And Tamara asks Rachel to please go and look after him because he also just broke his leg. So obviously he's trying to get her back, like Tamara back, but Rachel's in love with him. And so it's going to be kind of that situation. So they're going to be spending the 8 days of Hanukkah together. And of course, romance will probably blossom from there. But yeah, so far 30% of the way through it, guys. I'm really enjoying it. And then last night I did start, oh, hello, Presley. Maybe I'll get some cat video for you guys. I did start reading. I got 2 chapters into Big for Christmas by Francine Pascal, the, one of the Sweet Valley Twins, like, big size books. Obviously takes place at Christmas time. So in this one, basically, the twins feel like they're being treated like little kids. To be honest, they're 12 years old. You know, Jessica wants to be treated like somebody who's much older. They're about to go to a party, a Christmas party that someone else, an 8th grader, is throwing for them. Plus, also high school kids are going to be there, so they're trying to act bigger. And in the first couple chapters, Jessica keeps being told, you know, like, you're too young, like. She's at the mall and she wants to get a makeover. And the lady's like, stop bugging me, little kid, kind of an idea. So it's kind of an interesting thing to think about, like the fact that the Babysitters Club characters were this age when the BSC series started. And they seemed like much more mature characters than the Sweet Valley characters. So yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about as you're reading this. But I think they really played on the fact that they were younger for this, just so that way when they do age magically, they can... it seems more prominent, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'll probably read a couple more chapters of that tonight as well. I'm not going to get any more audio listening done, of course, because I do that while I'm in the car. I only listen to the audiobook on my way to work, on the way to the hospital and stuff. Again, I was driving in downtown traffic, and I like to have, like, all of my senses. So I just had music on, and then when I came home from work, I was late leaving work trying to get some stuff done because I was out of the office for so long. I stayed around to get some stuff done, and so I just kind of left on the radio as I was driving home. So yeah, I only listened to my audiobook on the way to work. So all in all, I might finish it tomorrow. We shall see. So what else? So I was at the hospital after I kind of decided I don't want to read that book. And I didn't really pick up anything else because even though I had my e-reader with me, oh my gosh. So I'm sitting by this lady. You guys, book people are going to appreciate this. So I'm sitting beside this lady in the diagnostics lab waiting to get my blood work done. And out of her bag, she has this book, and it was massive. And of course, you know, one reader to another, you're kind of like, and I hate bugging people because but you know, I'm sorry, when you're carrying around a tome that big, you're just asking to be asked. So I'm like, what are you reading? So she kind of flips the cover for me to see, and it was a James A. Michener book. So those of you who are familiar with him, he wrote Texas and, you know, they're like 1,000-page books, and she's carrying around a hardcover. So we were laughing, and she was a bit older, probably in her 60s. And she says, oh, you know, my daughter keeps telling me maybe I should use my iPad for reading. And I said, well, if anything, to save your back. If you're carrying around books that size. And we had a good laugh about it. And I showed her my Kindle. She hadn't really seen one in person before, and she really thought it was neat. So maybe there was a convert. Maybe I converted someone to Kindle reading while I was at the hospital today. But yeah, so that was that. So anyway, I was flipping through the library Libby, for my library. And I ran across a book that was a new release last year, and I really like this author. I read his books. I read one of his books, The Scent of Snow, The Something of Snow, 3 years ago, and I really liked it. And the one that came out last year was available to borrow from my library. And it's A Wish for Winter by Viola Shipman. So yeah, it's a woman's name, but it's actually a gentleman who writes them. And he writes under his grandmother's name, which I think is just absolutely delightful. So no idea really what this is about, other than it takes place at the holidays. And I read, like I said, The Scent of Snow, something like that, last year or the year before. And I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm very excited. I am going to pick this one up and start reading it. So yeah, because as you can tell, I brought it from the library already. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, now I've got four books on the go, guys. I went from like having a book to read to having 4. So I'll get these done when I get these done, won't I? But anyway, guys, that is it. I'm going to let you go. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm going to lay in bed, do some reading on all of these books, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye. There is a happy Presley. Aren't you a happy Presley? Yes, you good boy. He's desperate for some treats. Aren't you, sweetheart? Yeah, he's a good boy.